you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Hey, Nana. Oh, thank you, Melissa Jade, for the Jade Raid. I appreciate that so much. Thank you to her mods for, helping with that. That was sweet and it means a lot to me. So thank you so much. And if the mods wouldn't mind to drop Melissa's link, she actually was going over a case we're going to be talking about Saturday with TT. That's Sarah Boone, the suitcase situation. Hey, Crumb Curious. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Nana Banana. Hey, Lori. Hey, Amanda. Punksy. Jane Doe. Good to see you guys. Hi, Heidi. Hey, Angela. J Lord. Amber Love Reigns. Melissa Jade. Hey, Tiff. Spicy Sugar. Thank you guys for being here. Shay Benet. Amber Lou. Angela. And Jan. Yeah. So, hey, Alibi. Hey, Earthly Spirit. MK. Hey, Baby D. Yes, the suitcase killer. I was gonna say that, but then I was like, maybe I should not call it that. I don't know. I didn't want to be insensitive, but yes, because I know that's kind of what she's been called. Like many people have. That's kind of like the tagline that she's gotten. Anyways, so. You guys, I'm curious. I'm jumping in the shower, but listening. Okay, I'm standing in the shower. Jumping is too risky at this age. Hey, Stephanie. So for those you guys know, there's a couple of trials coming up, and there's a lot. Okay, so we have the one we were just talking about, Sarah Boone. That's coming up. There's many Trezell West, but there's two main ones that I've been focused on since they started on my channel and on my TikTok. Which would be Lori Vallow and Letecia Stauch. Both of these cases are so complicated. There is so much to it. I mean, there's no way that one live, two lives, even three lives could show you all of the things that have happened since they've been going on for years and years at this point. So I was thinking today, and I went ahead and scheduled for Wednesday for Lori Vallow. I want to talk about her relationship with Alex. We're going to listen to some phone calls with Alex's ex-wife, with people in their lives, and get their take on that very odd relationship. And then I thought, well, Letecia, one part, because I want to break it down in different parts. And I thought one part that would be really interesting for all of us who've been watching from the beginning, but also for people who are just learning about the case, would be her multiple escapes from jail and attempts to escape, and all of the craziness all of the ways that she's tried to get out of exactly what's about to happen this trial. And when I say try to get out, she literally won't even show up half the time. She is going to have a really hard time. And now we know that she's going to be defending herself. I feel like it's going to be a complete mess. So today we are going to talk about her many attempts to escape justice. Hey, Aries. Let me see, what did he say? Only here briefly, but wanted to stop by and say keep up the great work. Oh, thank you, Eris. I hope everything's okay. Hey, Jinlu. Oh, my God, Melissa. That when I said something, face all wet. And then you did the noise. Like, I wish you would have done that the second time. That was pretty funny. Mrs. Jinlu and I are going to be doing the trial together for Lori Vallow. I was on her channel the other night, if you guys missed it, going over the pretrial hearing, and we have a lot more to go through. So that's going to be really interesting too. Hey, Jaxie. Okay, so let me go ahead and pull up because we have a couple things to go through, and I probably won't go for longer than like an hour today because I have a lot going on. Tomorrow I'll be gone all day, probably won't be able to do a live. I'm meeting with federal investigators this week concerning a case that I've actually talked about on here quite a lot. So I got a lot going on, but we're going to start here. Nope, actually here. So when Letecia took Gannon across the country and dumped him like trash in Florida, she was arrested, and she obviously had to be brought back to Colorado. On her way back, she actually assaulted an officer, and I'm going to read through that, and this is just the beginning of her antics. Hey, MK Ultra, hiking and gear review. She's no longer defending herself. Okay, she has private attorneys at state expense after firing public defenders and representing herself for a short time. Oh, thank you so much. Well, good, because I thought it's going to be really hard to keep things in order with her defending herself. That would have been bad. Hey, Steph. Okay. So there she is, Miss Stauch. So a Colorado Springs woman, and this article is old. It came out March 7th, 2020. So right after she was arrested and all of this took place. A Colorado Springs woman accused of murder in the disappearance of her 11-year-old stepson, Gannon Stauch, assaulted a law enforcement officer, transporting her through Kansas. Authorities say Letecia was being transported by El Paso, South Carolina. She was arrested like this. When I'm trying to do something quick. Anyways, so on the way back, she assaulted a sheriff. The prosecutor's office said, no, it was extradition process is going to be part of the case. So what I was saying before all that happened, guilty people usually don't do things like this. You know what I mean? They do, and even I remember when this happened and that kind of being talked about. Like usually someone who, or innocent people rather, innocent people, they want to face the judge, they want to get the truth out there and they want to get out. They're not trying to escape in the meantime. Yes, I can start over. Oh, I cannot believe that. I am so sorry, you guys. So when Letecia was being transported from South Carolina back to Colorado, she slipped her cuffs and assaulted a transport officer. She was actually taken to the hospital, and then they brought her to a county jail in Kansas to spend the night. And yeah, that they were asking, they declined to comment because they basically said this is going to be part of her case. Let me see. Is that better? Can you guys hear me now? Hey, Wilby. I'm texting my son. Please use your data. Please use your data. No video games right now. Okay, we can hear you. Okay, awesome. I'm so sorry, you guys. So yeah, this is just the first because there are many. And Melissa was reading letters from Sarah Boone to the judge. Letecia did a very similar thing. She and these are all like her different attempts. Even, oh my God. And I couldn't find video footage of this, but when she first was going for for the competency hearing and all that stuff, because they've done a couple on her. The first one, I'll never forget. She was standing there spinning in circles in the hearing, moaning really loud. She was pretending to have mental health issues. It was very obvious. Now we're going to get into her second escape attempt. Now, I was going to say, so I kind of talked, I became friends with Landon, Gannon's mom, a while back because at the time we were both on TikTok. She was posting quite a lot on there about Gannon and stuff. And anyways, coming up, I'm going to reach out to her and make sure it's still the same. Her old PayPal account was bringgannonhome@gmail.com. But before I share that over here, I want to make sure that it's accurate. You guys know I don't do a ton of sharing my links, like as far as PayPal and Cash App. If someone asks, I will. But I definitely for this upcoming trial want to do a lot of sharing her links because she has other kids. She has to take off work. She has to have a place to stay. They have to eat while they're there. There's going to be a lot going into it. And I really don't, I just want to help if we can at all. So that's Dr. T to you. Uh-huh. She thinks so. Okay. So this is, her second escape. Child killer Letecia Stauch plotted to break a jail window with broom handle and escape. Alleged murderer Letecia Stauch faces another criminal case, so she actually got new charges on this one. She plotted to break out of the El Paso County Jail in Colorado, deputies say. Now, this defendant is charged with solicitation to commit escape. I remember when she only would show her back to the camera. Oh my gosh, that was so frustrating. I'm on board to help with that. Oh, no way, Jen. Maybe we can do a live just to raise funds. I would absolutely love to do that. Let me I will, as soon as my live's done today, I will reach out to her, make sure it's the same, let her know that we're going to, because in the past, she had no problem with it. She was grateful. And I don't even know if anybody sent any or not. I sent I think $20, but Melissa's down. Yay. Oh my God. That could be really awesome, you guys. We could raise it, really make a difference and try to help out a little bit. And I don't know, I don't know the details of who will be going with her, the other kids. I do know that Gannon's little sister is on the witness list, unfortunately. But Harley's on the witness list. Now, does that mean they're going to call them? No. I think that just means they can if they want to. Oh my God, that is awesome, Jen. Yay, thank you guys. That'll be really, help me think of what we can do during that live, just a general discussion, or will we focus on one certain thing? Or, I'm down for whatever you guys want. See, this is how Google works. Look here, Mad Hippie. Oh my gosh, on my phone, I was searching on the Mad Hippie skincare website because I had ran across it on Amazon and I was like, ooh, I'd like to look into this brand. And now I'm getting ads for it on the computer on a totally different Gmail account. What the world? No, Alibi, don't be sorry. I'm trying to help you guys get up to date. That's why I wanted to go over these things, because I think that, we've almost forgotten about him. Hey, West Virginia Holler Girl. Sorry for not being up to date, but is this woman really insane or just pretending to set herself up for an insanity plea? Oh, she tried, but she was found competent twice. And now I think there's still some issues with the results of another exam being returned. And the judge pretty much said, you're competent, you're going to trial. But the first time that she went, she literally stood in the hearing, flipped her lights on and off. She was moaning wah, just making random noises and spinning in circles. That was how she was going to show that she had mental health issues. His little sister, his little sister is on the witness list. And then Harley, I can't make my mind up with Harley. Have you seen, actually, Crime Curious has a video about her. The mods, if you guys want, you could drop Crime Curious. I didn't click on it. I just seen it today when I was over on her channel. I was looking to see if she had done a live because I was mistaken and thought that she had, and I was going to go watch it. Well, she has like a short video about Harley's trip before the trial. So that might be interesting. Harley's on TikTok and she talks a lot about, she has, oh, yes, I watched her TikTok about that. She has a boyfriend that lives, long distance, like in another country, and she was going to visit him and stuff. She talks a lot about losing her parents at a young age and the things that she's been through because of that. However, we know that she was the one, hey, that girl, hey, Melinda, she was the one who bought the cleaning supplies. She went to the store, did she know what they were for? Well, I'm not saying that, but we do know that Letecia sent her to the store to buy the cleaning supplies. Gannon comes up missing. They actually recover from the dishwasher fibers inside of, like, so Letecia was using like a scrub brush on the carpet, and the scrub brush picked up fibers from the carpet that had Gannon's blood in it, and they found that in the dishwasher. I don't see how Harley wouldn't have known something either. That was kind of my thought there, what I was getting to. Like, she sent her, it was quite obvious. Live stream every Thursday starting next week. I had to disable the comments on the Harley video. It was too ugly. Oh my goodness. Okay, back to shower. Okay, so let me show you guys about this. So, according to the Affidavit of Probable Cause, one of the inmates reached out to a deputy on May 18th to say that she had letters from Stauch. These missives, these allegedly contained plans for an escape, and the informant said that Stauch will pass notes to her and other inmates by sliding the notes under their doors or through the door jamb. The long and short of it is that the inmate said Stauch had revealed escape plans and was looking for her help. Why did the murder defendant go to this person? The inmate said it was because she was Italian and kind of the bad boy. But this quote-unquote bad boy said she wanted nothing to do with that plan, even when Stauch offered her money, according to this account, which she had no money to offer, so that's funny. The inmate said she knew about the murder case against Stauch. The informant said she didn't want to make her own problems worse since she was looking at her own time behind bars. The long and short of the alleged plot is that Letecia Stauch planned on escaping through her cell window by breaking it with a broom handle. She even allegedly measured herself to see if she could fit, according to the inmate. Authorities said, let me make sure y'all can hear me. Okay, I'm not. Authorities said that had more evidence than just the stuff that came from the informant. They claimed they did a shakedown of her cell and discovered another letter addressed to this defendant's daughter. It featured the same handwriting as the letters obtained from the informant and stated, if, quote, something comes up on the news, like she is no longer in the jail or is missing, don't be afraid, unquote. We did our due diligence and reached out to the public defenders who represent Stauch in the murder case, but note that the office has a policy of not commenting on specific matters. On Friday, a judge granted the defense's request for Stauch to undergo a competency evaluation, according to the Colorado Springs Gazette. Let me click on this and see if we can check out this affidavit quickly. My kids are up there. Yeah, she definitely is, Stephanie. Hey, Connie, good afternoon. She is absolutely ridiculous. I agree, Tess. So here's the affidavit of probable cause. Letecia Leanne Stauch. Hold on just 1 second. Okay. Sorry, I had to get on the Bentley because they're up in the room right above me. screaming and wrestling and all this and that, and he has to stop wrestling. Let's see. Hey, Skittles. Hey, Heather. You were hacked and have been dealing with personal stuff. Oh, I'm so sorry, Heather. Hey, Mars. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Heather. I appreciate it so much. I hate the way that StreamYard doesn't show us. I'm actually going to go ahead and pull it up on my phone so that we can. Thank you, Heather. I hope everything's okay. And I'll definitely check email and stuff. The name change has me. Okay. The following affidavit submitted to the court to document the probable cause in the support of the arrest of Letecia Stauch. This is a felony filing case. On May 18th at approximately 1900 hours, Catherine Draper, a sworn deputy with El Paso County Sheriff's Office, was assigned as the primary deputy in Ward Alpha 2 in the jail, basically. Okay. At approximately 1900 hours, so 7 p.m., Teresa Borchard asked to speak with me. Sit right there on the couch. Hold on, you guys. I apologize. Okay. This inmate said she has received a couple letters from Miss Letecia Stauch. Miss Stauch is an inmate at the El Paso County Jail. This inmate stated the letter she received from Miss Stauch contained written plans for her escape. I asked where these letters were, and Miss Borchard told me they were in her cell. Miss Borchard told me that when Miss Stauch has her hour out, she stops by her cell number 4, and talks with her. Miss Borchard also explained to me that Miss Stauch will pass notes to her and other inmates by sliding the notes under their doors or through the door jamb. That's normal. Miss Borchard told me this is how she received these notes. On May 5th, Miss Stauch was housed in Alpha 2. Miss Stauch is classified as segregation from all, meaning she will not be moved around this facility with other inmates. She is not to be housed with anyone else, and she will not have out time with anyone else. Miss Stauch is also classified as a full restraint escape risk, meaning she will not be transported outside of this facility without full restraints on her wrist, her ankles, and her wrist will be secured to a belt around her waist. At 7 p.m., I went to Miss Borchard's cell and interviewed her. This is where she gave me both letters she had received from Letecia, both of the letters, so she received 2. Miss Borchard told me that Letecia has been talking a lot lately to the other inmates in the ward. She said that Letecia told her she has been making plans to escape and was looking for help. Miss Borchard told me that she had not read one of the letters written by Letecia because she had been in court all afternoon. During the interview, Miss Borchard stated Miss Stauch said she was planning on breaking out her cell window and measured herself. Miss Stauch said that she will fit through the window. I asked Miss Borchard why Miss Stauch would choose her to help, and that's because she's kind of a bad boy. Miss Stauch thought if she offered money, she would help her escape. I asked Miss Borchard if she was going to give Stauch any help, and she said, "No way. That is why I told you about the letters to begin with." She said she knows about Letecia's charges and doesn't want anything to do with her. She said, Miss Borchard said if she did anything, it would be to use her for commissary. Commissary items are food or hygiene products that inmates can purchase. Well, she was straight up about that. Hey, Sugar Magnolia. I asked Miss Borchard if she was planning on helping Miss Stauch escape. Miss Borchardt said no, that she is looking at her own time now and wouldn't do something stupid like that to make her situation worse. Miss Borchardt told me that her and Miss Stauch had a conversation the morning of May 18th, and Miss Stauch spoke about using the broom handle to bust out the window in her cell. Miss Borchardt said Letecia, I received 2 letters from Miss Borchardt she claimed were from Letecia. Both of them had similar handwriting. In the first letter, I opened it. It was written that the writer's grandpa was putting $75,000 in an account for a private attorney. It was written that the account was open for the author's daughter to use as well. The author wrote to Miss Borchardt saying she would much rather use the money to survive, if you know what I mean. You have my word to make sure we are MIA. I got us covered. She lied. She had no $75,000 coming, and there's still no private attorney. Yet she was trying to get this lady to just trust her, and when we get out, I got your back. I'll take care of us. What? I mean, I cannot. No, you're fine, Heather. You are absolutely fine. Hey, Lives. Okay. She had no $75,000. The letter written stated they just need to set up some access points. The letter written said that once her and Miss Borchardt get access to the state bank and funds, they will be good. It was added in the letter that the letter was written partially in code because her letters get opened. It was written in the letter about a visit she was having tonight at 8 p.m. She did have a professional visit at 2,000 hours on May 18th with a social worker for an hour and a half. This shows that Letecia is the author of this letter. In the second letter, Letecia said she had been looking for days at her window. The author stated she already measured and drew something that resembled the window in her cell. This drawing can be found at the bottom of this letter, she wrote. The letter stated that it's perfect next to the window that was drawn. So she drew a window and then wrote the words, "It's perfect," beside of it. The author wrote in the letter asking Miss Borchardt to check the broom piece, since Miss Borchardt gets to use that item on her time out. The author added in her letter that she was dead serious and to ask her to think hard. It's similar handwriting to the first letter they spoke about. And at the bottom of the letter, Letecia told her to flush it down the toilet. Aw, thank you, MK. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yay, West Virginia Holler Girl, Mars, Austin, Alyssa, and Amanda. That's awesome. Thank you, MK. I've been doing those member giveaways. I need to do just an MK giveaway. Just to MK. Maybe we can find a way to thank him for all of he's really good to all of us. So let's see. At approximately 2,300 hours, Deputy Jennifer Jago and I went into Mrs. Stauch's cell. I told Miss Stauch to put her shoes on because she was being moved. During this interaction, I did not ask Letecia any questions. She was placed in full restraints and escorted to a cell in the medical section. Once Miss Stauch was removed from the cell, Deputy Jago and I were the only people inside of her cell. No other inmates have access in her cell. She comes out by herself for her hour out. During a shakedown of her cell, I found another letter addressed to Sweetie. This letter had similar handwriting to the first 2 letters. In this letter, the author makes the comment that if something comes up on the news, like she is no longer in the jail or is missing, don't be afraid. On the back of one of the pages was the name Harley, which is the name of Letecia's daughter. Letecia has her daughter named as her next of kin in her booking information. The author wrote for this person to just keep normal and focused, underlining these comments. She wrote for this person to trust her and underlined it. Then he says at approximately at midnight, he placed 3 letters he recovered in evidence locker 71. So this is just the beginning of her shenanigans. There is more. She wrote, that's why we keep calling her Dr. Stauch, because she wrote the judge meeting letters and called herself doctor. She claimed people were poisoning her peanut butter sandwiches. Hey, Sugar Magnolia. I think I said hi, but I'm so happy that you caught us too. Ontario at Orion. You can't give me away. I know, but I give like to you. Instructions to my family are if I ever go missing, they are contacting you to find me. Oh, best in the biz, Connie. That's really sweet. If you ever go missing, I know I can definitely be loud about it. We'll probably have to hire some private investigators to help, but I'll definitely make some noise. Make sure that people know that you didn't just leave on your own. That kind of thing. And MK, we wouldn't give you away for nothing. Not even if you paid me. Poison peanut butter. I heard that one this morning. Alibi. Yes, let me see, because I think this other article I grabbed, because I was going around trying to find like proof of all of these things she's done. I think that this one will address it. So one sec, let me grab. And then you have to factor in not only all of this stuff, but we also have like the mental health claims. And she certainly has used that. And right now, I'm going to send it to myself so we have it here in case we need to. And show you that even in the beginning, before she was ever arrested, there were multiple stories of what happened, especially her shoving the. I'm supposed to do a live with Teresa, so I won't get that. Actually, won't pull up the affidavit. I'm going to wait on that in hopes that we do that together. But, she, before she was even arrested, we had Eduardo. We had another person who was like wanted on the Colorado news. It was excuse after excuse, attempt after attempt to get out of this, reason after reason for what she had done. Hey, Glenjamin. Okay. Attorneys asked the court to dismiss lawsuit filed by Letecia Stauch. It's funny because I get this feeling that she can't face what she's done because she keeps not wanting to show up for court. I mean, we've literally had the judge tell her, look, you have to be here. It is not an option. When you commit a crime like this, your ass will show up to face the consequences. Believe it or not, we will get you here no matter how we've got to do it because they're getting fed up. So attorneys representing Letecia wanted to dismiss this lawsuit. So I think the lawsuit will go into it. The lawsuit filed on September 22nd claims El Paso County, the jail's food provider, a pair of El Paso County deputies, and the jail's medical provider had mistreated Stauch and violated her First and Eighth Amendment rights, which protect the freedom of religion and protect against cruel and unusual punishment, respectively. Stauch made two claims against the county jail. First, that she and other inmates could not get kosher meals from Trinity Food Services despite her request. She said the parties involved expect me to follow my signed religious agreement but can't ignore it on their end, she claims in the lawsuit. Even though we know she has no religious reason to need kosher foods, however, she was demanding it because she likes to cause trouble, in my opinion. The second is that her rights are being violated by poor medical treatment while being detained in the county jail. Stauch claims that she was given medicine for a stomach ailment when she was initially detained in 2020, but that it doesn't work. She alleges in the lawsuit that she tried to obtain new medicine for her stomach issue, but continued to be denied, something that, quote, flabbergasted her, unquote. Another accusation over medical mistreatment is alleged by Stauch in the lawsuit. Lawsuit claims that in July, she requested a medical evaluation for a concussion after falling off the top bunk and hitting her head. She said she asked to be evaluated several times and didn't receive assistance until 30 days later. Welcome to jail. Every inmate gets poor. It's a problem in the US. It is. They don't have good health care in jail, period. But you don't, I mean, you shouldn't have done what you did. I still continue to have headaches, difficulty thinking clearly, and remembering information. The attorneys representing El Paso County. Okay, let me see if I can get her letters. Let me see. It's going to trial in March. Yes. Okay, just one sec. Threats in my peanut butter. I hope you guys can still hear me. Oh, thank you, Midwest girl. Hey, Crime Lines and Lies, good to see you. Girl, we've been going through, remember Letecia tried to escape. She hit the officer bringing her back, and then she tried to escape through the window. And then I was going to show them like some of her letters. Can you give me a quick update on what she did? So Letecia was married to a man. Hold on just one second, actually. Let me Okay, I had to make sure that Bentley wasn't close because I'm in this room by myself, but he was like right outside and I didn't want him to hear this. So Letecia was married to a man named Al, and he had 2 kids from a previous marriage. Letecia had 1 child, a teenager named Harley. One of the Gannon, we have Harley, Gannon, and why is his little sister's name leaving my brain right now? But his little sister as well. She was watching Gannon while dad was in the Army Reserves, and he was out of town for the weekend. And she was watching Gannon, and there was some kind of incident that occurred because she accidentally posted a video to Facebook, and you can hear Gannon in distress. He's crying. There's something going on. The next day, neighbors actually catch on their surveillance camera her leaving with Gannon that morning, and he acts weird going to the car. He drops something. He can't even pick it up. He just seems kind of out of it. And the cameras don't show them coming home. Letecia kept Gannon home from school saying he was sick and then reported him missing. So I'm just going to try to quickly get through. There's a lot of details. She reported him missing, said that he went to a friend's house, never came back, then kept changing her story. Now, before we know what happens to Gannon, a few days later, we know that there's some issues going on. Al's kicked Letecia out of the house, and she does the interview in front of the house with her back to the camera, and she leaves and goes back to the East Coast. She come to find out she had Gannon's body with her and took it across the East Coast and dumped him in Florida. She was arrested before he was even found. By the time when she was arrested, we didn't really know what had happened to him. But then after he was found, all we knew before was there was a lot of blood in the room. It had soaked through the carpet into the concrete, and it was in the wall. After he was found, they upgrade her murder charges to include 3 new charges, which it's not new charges. It's like on top of the murder charges, like, what do they call that? To basically make them have the worst penalty you can. So like one of them was one that she got previously, for instance, was she was a caretaker. She was a trusted person. So they're going to look at that even worse than if you just murder someone. Then she used not only a blunt force object, but also a knife and a gun on him. So I don't know what she did. There's a lot of theories, but we do know that she is to blame, and she tried in every single way covering it up. And there's so much tangled in the middle. Was that short enough? I'm sorry, you guys. Her trial starts so they start choosing the jury on the 20th, and it starts on the 3rd, I believe. I hadn't heard the finer details of the window escape plan. That's kind of humorous. It's kind of bizarre, isn't it? Like, yes, special circumstances. Thank you, Jin Lu. And they are enhancements. So, yes. additional charges plus sentencing enhancers. Thank you guys. I was on the spot trying to give the breakdown, but yes. And there's so much more than that. I mean, she even oh God, she's just beyond evil. She is beyond evil. And I don't know what happened to that baby, but we know that she resented those kids based on her Google searches. She was searching things like, should I send my stepkid's mom a card for Mother's Day because I'm the one always taking care of her kids? And, you know, why am I a glorified babysitter? Or men, search for single men with whatever. Just she definitely had some issues. Not only that, she tried to say, like, Gannon was 11 years old. Okay, he was into Nintendo Switch. He loved Sonic. He was like your kid, like just like Trent. My son was the exact age at the time that this happened. He's 14 now. But Gannon was a kid. He was into Sonic and games, like, and stuff like that. Yeah, she tried to say he was doing bath salts. I mean, it was really bad. And there's like I said, so much tangled in. Evil is an understatement. Hey, Valerie. Valerie, I saw that you did a live on Abby Choi. I need to go watch that. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm glad that you're covering it. I know, Heather, it really, really is. It is. Okay. Letecia Stauch threats in my peanut butter. Let me see. I found this article. This probably will have it in there, maybe. What Leticia's letters to the judge mean for her case. Let's hope that they show them. Letecia, who is awaiting trial for the alleged murder of Gannon, claims she had received cruel punishment and had received threats in her peanut butter. But it doesn't show the letters, so just a sec. She's just absolutely ridiculous. Letecia Stauch, the woman accused of killing her stepson, wrote a letter to 4th Judicial District Court Judge Gregory Warner, claiming she is being mistreated in the El Paso County Criminal Justice Center. On March 2nd, she was arrested on murder charges in connection with Gannon's death. Gannon's remains were found in Florida later that month. In the letter dated August 12th, Stauch claims she received threats in her food and has been abused at least 15 times while being transported. She says she suffered injured ribs, bumps to her head, cut ankles and wrists, and loss of sensation in her hands because of the cuffs. She wrote, quote, "I've proven myself as a responsible citizen and should not be subjected to the cruel punishment that I received at CJC. What I'm going to do, I think, is find those letters and do like a pre-recorded live just reading through them. So if you're interested, you can go and listen. And if you're not, then you don't." Stauch complained she's not been able to meet in person with her legal counsel in 5 months. In May, her lawyers asked a judge to allow video conferencing for her to be released on bond. "I understand," she says, quote, "I understand this pandemic is unforeseen, but I don't feel I should be held unconstitutionally denied access to my attorneys, have constitutional rights violated, and be abused in the process." Oh, you should have seen the kind of words she used, the wording in this. She says she cannot properly participate in her defense because she is limited to 3 one-hour phone calls with her attorneys each week. She said, "I do not feel like a U.S. citizen being treated this way in my beloved country. I'm not getting a fair process. I'm not getting represented properly, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt of a pandemic, but the other unjust treatment is not the way that our founding fathers intended this process to go." Stauch said she is concerned about someone tampering with her food. "I live each day not knowing what will happen to me next, what person will put something else in my food, what rights I'll be denied tomorrow, or what injuries will occur next. I support law enforcement, I support our military, our country, and I know that a few bad apples or incidents can ruin it for good people." She maintained her innocence in the letter. Again, this is just the surface of my concerns, and ask that something be done so I can get this behind me, move past this trial in life, forgive those who persecuted and afflicted me, continue to be a soldier for Christ, and repair my mental state, and most importantly, grieve. Oh my God, I'm so angry reading this. She's giving them. I know. Hey, Tia. Hey, Luana. She should not be allowed to get out, period. Maybe her attorneys can send her some messages and some jelly. And just so everyone knows, the second we get any of her oh my God, I can't wait for that. I cannot wait. Looney Tunes song. Oh shit, the song stuck in my head is that one Melissa was singing earlier. All the things he said. As soon as I read in my head, that's what went in my head. Running through my head, running through my head. The audacity. I know. A soldier for Christ. I'm telling you guys, I'm definitely going to do a pre-recorded video reading through those just for your entertainment and laughs and mine too. In June, she was ordered to undergo a mental evaluation after allegedly plotting to escape from the jail. So, let me see. Oh, here's images of the letters, you guys. Whoo, honey. Good afternoon, sir. Wait. I got to see the end of this before we even read. Oh my God almighty. This is why I said Dr. T. Stauch. You see here? Dr. T. Stauch. We're going to, oh no, I'm not even showing you guys. Here. Where did it go? Hey, Jay. I need to bring up George Washington more in my defenses. Oh, I can't wait, Tess. We're going to read through these before I let you guys go. Then I got to go because I got to go take care of some business. Stay out my business. Yes, doctor of what? Sugar Magnolia is a way better song to have in your head. Okay. Dr. T. Stauch. Jeez Louise. Good afternoon, sir. I thank you for taking the time out to read my letter and my concerns about an unfair process that is going on in my case. I have expressed these concerns several times to my defense, and I feel that I have not been afforded my rights as a United States citizen. It's been 5 months, and I've met with my defense team one time in March 2020. It is the middle of August. I understand the pandemic is unforeseen. We already read that, but let's go to this one. First, as you know, there is 30,000. There is over 30. Oh my God. Do you hear that, Jinlu? First, as you know, there is over 30,000 and growing pages of discovery in my case. 30,000 in August of 2020. I cannot successfully participate in my defense on a phone call 3 times a week at the jail. I have no way to view any videos, read any reports, review phone data, etc. I'm not an active participant in my case. I know that the jail is listening to my attorney-client calls on several occasions. I commented about someone or something specific, and the jail immediately acted upon it. No, I think that's in your head, Letecia. Officers also wait outside the door, and sometimes a video camera is on at the TV near the phone. So these things are a violation of my rights. In addition, I have no way to write things down as I am always restrained, with more times than not causing injury. I understand you cannot tell the jail how to run their facility, but I know that I can't ignore my rights being violated. Next, sir, I understand the Eighth Amendment protects cruel and unusual punishment, and I know the Supreme Court says punishment can be just for the crimes. However, I'm in a county jail, and I'm presumed innocent, not to mention I am innocent. How are you? And we will prove it. I've been a pillar in my community in South Carolina. Did she spell that right? Hold on a minute now. I don't think that's how you spell pillar. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Look at me, I'm crazy. I thought it was 2 L's. Maybe it is too, because neither one is autocorrecting me. I don't know. I've been a piler. It looks like pilar in my community in South Carolina. I have no adult record, never done drugs, and have a doctorate degree in education. I've proven myself as a responsible citizen and should not be subjected to the cruel punishment that I received at the county jail. Over 15 plus times I have been abused in transport, ranging from injured ribs, knot on my head, several ankle and wrist bleeding, bruising on my knee and in my cell, loss of feeling in my hand several times. I'd had to be on insure 2 weeks due to the poison comments, and just recently, on 8/11, I received threats in my peanut butter because I provided evidence of not only my innocence, but evidence that will show who it was through my private eye. She said, I've had to be on insure 2 weeks due to the poison comments. And just recently, on August 11th, I received threats in my peanut butter because I provided evidence not only my innocence, but evidence that will show who it was through my private investigator. As a result of this, I assume their runners use people in trusted positions in jail to send me threats in my food, and I'm terrified of what will happen next. I don't know how I'm supposed to properly defend myself if going through this unfair punishment, being denied my constitutional rights, being denied access to my attorneys, being under scrutiny causing daily mental disturbances, being restrained causing injuries, being denied law library access, etc. This is not okay in a country in which our country prides itself on democracy. A country with a flag that got a hole in it, unquote, at Flinders Field in World War one that turned blood red in World War II, or the one that got cut with a sword of Chancellorsville. Through all of this, the flag stood. We raise her up every morning because this country still stands for freedom, perseverance, justice, and vigilance. And I know what Congress decided on June 14th, 1799, I can't read it, Flag Day, that it still rings true, that not even the evil terrorist of 9/11 can take the American spirit away. However, I am showing the same things that flag showed valor. However, I am showing the same things that flag showed valor, courage, purity, and innocence. To write to you to say, I do not feel like a U.S. citizen being treated this way in my beloved country. I'm not getting a fair process. I'm not getting represented properly, and I'll give the benefit of the doubt of a pandemic, but the other treatment is not the way our founding fathers intended this process to go. Not to mention, no pandemic, no terrorist attack, no police riots, etc., can stop our country from being the greatest on earth, upholding the law and staying true to following one's constitutional rights. They have threats in their, I know, alibi. Me neither. She said, we're almost done. This is just the surface of my concerns. As you will see, they only get worse with illegal search and seizure. I was a victim of coercion, as it's mental and physical. Sir, you can tell I'm educated. I'm sorry. I just could not read that without a little laugh right there. I know Miranda versus Arizona, etc. However, a person cannot perform under this scrutiny, abuse, coercion, etc. And that's what has happened throughout this entire process. Besides, due to info from my PI, I don't even feel that El Paso has jurisdiction, not to mention the wrong individual. I reach out to you to let you know that I'm very concerned with the process because I know that you will uphold the integrity of the court. The judicial system that I know does not allow a person who is presumed innocent and who is to improperly defend themselves, to be suggested to daily abuse and Eighth Amendment violations, does not deny Fifth and Sixth Amendment or speedy fair trials, does not interfere with attorney-client privilege. Yes, I can tell you many situations in which I know they are listening. does not physically, mentally, and emotionally abuse innocent people waiting on trial, does not allow that individual to be in danger, and not just from inmates, but from employees also, and does not avoid this situation causing an individual's mental health to decline and safety be at risk. I live each day not knowing what will happen to me next. What person will put something else in my food? What rights I'll be denied tomorrow, or what injuries will occur next? I support law enforcement. I support our military, our country, and I know that a few bad apples or incidents can ruin it for the good people. I extend my concerns to you as a first step in this because my attorneys have refused to let you know due to the public knowing. My life is on the line. I'm innocent, and I'm ready to return home and use the doctorate degree, EDD, that I worked diligently for and cannot do that if I'm not afforded these rights. If I'm fighting for my life daily, I'm clearly not a threat to myself, etc. Again, this is just the surface of my concerns, and I said something be done so I can get this behind me. Move past trial in life, forgive those who persecuted and afflicted me, continue to be a soldier for Christ, and repair my mental state. And then, most importantly, grieve. I read those constitutional rights in order to be successful and participate in this process. I'm a prisoner bound in chains, like Paul said, but I know my Bible's not bound. I also know he appointed people in authority to respect them because they are chosen to uphold the law. Please accept this as my letter of letting you know first, not going over the court's head and following the appropriate chain of command. Something has to be done, sir. Thank you, and God bless. Dr. T. Stauch. P.S. If there is any possible way to receive acknowledgement of your receipt of this letter so that I know you are aware. I guess Gannon, Jordan. That's what I assume. She knows the real person who did this to Gannon, and she is ready for them to get in trouble for what they've done. Yeah, Dr. T. That's what I thought, Tess. I'm sure the judge read this and thought, she is so intelligent. I must help her find freedom. Alibi. I know. Especially this part. Like, and then I gotta let you guys go, but I think it was it page 2? I've had to be uninsured 2 weeks due to the poison comments. And just recently, on 8/11/2020, I received threats in my peanut butter because I provided evidence of not only my innocence, but existence that will show who it was through my PI. What do threats in peanut butter look like? How does that come? Oh, Jordan, we will get into Eduardo. I'm not going to touch on all the affidavit because Teresa and I have been talking about doing a live, like on a breakdown of the basic outline of the case and stuff. So, hopefully we'll get to do that in the next, few days, and then we'll get into Eduardo. Now, Wednesday, I'm trying to do a live on Lori and her brother Alex and their relationship. That's going to be really interesting. Saturday, Truth Teller and I will be going over the suitcase killer, Sarah Boone. Sunday on Real Talk with Alex, I have Rena and Melissa coming on for an episode called What Happens When We Die. So that's going to be really, really interesting. Yeah. Like a Reese's cup, but all effed up. All right, you guys. Chunky? I love the chunky kind. The egregious part of this situation is that the citizen of this particular state are paying for all of this BS. I agree. And she had attorneys with her for a long time. And at the last moment, when they were about to go to trial, she wanted to get rid of them. It's just been thing after thing, problem after problem, roadblock after roadblock. Guess what, Letecia? Not anymore. Your ass is about to have to stand there and face what you've done. And you're not going to have none of this, no threats in the peanut butter matters, all your fake made up people. I cannot wait till that day because look, the parents have went through hell. Not only was Al accused of some really bad, dark stuff, and I don't even know the goings on of that, but Landon, I mean, the things Letecia said and put out about her, Landon bust her butt, and she's really a good person as far as I've known, and it was my personal interactions with her. I mean, if you are on TikTok, you should definitely go find her TikTok. Let me see if I can find the name of it because she changes it sometimes. But I really, yeah, I want you guys to see her TikTok if you're over there because she does some really, really great stuff as far as Gannon goes and updates and talking about him and showing pictures of him and crying and it's. So it's mama underscore blue underscore Landon. And I know that she's on here because she, oh, well, hear this.
About each other on these, but why didn't God save her? He had the ability to. Hey, Mama.
So this was a woman talking about the loss of her daughter, and she said, "Why didn't God save her? He had the ability to." And this is Gannon's mom's response to that.
It sucks that we have to learn about each other on these terms. One thing that I want to ask you is that never beat yourself up about remembering time. Because in your mind, the only thing you want to do is go back before any of this existed. There's going to be many days that you don't know what day of the week it is. You don't know how long it's been, and that's never going to change. Like, it may get better. You're going to have your moments. January the 27th, 2020, my son was murdered. I just wish I could go back. But instead, we're stuck with questions and whys. Why did this have to happen? Another thing that stuck out is, why didn't God save her? Why didn't God save Gannon? He is more than capable. He was more than capable to save his son. That's one thing that, in a sense, has helped me, is that God could have saved Jesus, but Jesus had to die on the cross for us to prepare a place for eternal life, a place that we will see our children in. It gives me hope. And what you're doing is an amazing thing. Continue to speak up.
Yeah, there's some kind of water running, but she's not in the bathroom. I think maybe in the kitchen. She's holding a yeah.
You learn to grow around things. The pain never goes away. That's a lie. It doesn't exist. It never goes away. Some days are going to feel like day one. But you helped me tonight. You have a purpose. And I'm very thankful for that. Today was an awful day. I hadn't been on here in over a year, and I had someone to tag me in your video that talked about why you push the button.
Look at the sun.
It reminded me that I needed to push the button. So I just want to thank you both, mamas. Keep doing what you're doing. Pay attention to the little things because they're with you. Some days may be the worst days and something may happen. I call them my little blessings, the signs that I know it's Gannon. So they're with us. And I just urge that you continue pushing hard and continue doing what you're doing. I thank you so much, Mama. My prayers are with you.
So yeah, she took like a year off from TikTok. But like I said, I put her thing up there. If you guys can go follow her on TikTok, send her some love. I'm going to reach out to her, make sure the PayPal's the same. We're going to do something special to help her raise some money for this trial. It's going to be 6 weeks long. She's going to you know what I mean? 6 weeks of living, and then you have a home. You're having to live across the country. I just want to be able to help if we can. I love you guys. I have to go. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, mods. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Bye. I got 5. It's in the bathroom. Bye.